Seek to speak.
So I kept visualizing this team, and I knew that for me to be able to have this team, I need to be that kind of, I would say, leader, or that kind of content head where I need to know all these things. And a huge catalyst for me was that when I think about 3 years ago, 4 years ago, just as I stepped into management, my bosses sent me for a conference in Europe. It was a radio conference where I met a lot of people from UK, US, and also Australia, which are basically countries that have more mature radio markets than us, basically. So when I was there, I was the only Asian with my other friend Rara. We were only two Asian girls there, okay? And orang pandai kita pun dah tahu kita orang Malaysia. And when we were there, we were so short and were girls. And can you imagine, European men are so tall that people, like, we were pushed around when we were walking because they don't see us. And secondly, when I was there was an experience where they were introducing this guy, and they were saying that, oh, this guy is the head of a radio station. He's like the youngest talent that we have, emerging talent in Europe. And when I look at the stage, it was this middle-aged white male. And I'm like, I am an Asian girl that's like 25, and I have your job, and I'm not seen anywhere. And when these people found out that, that were girls, they were also very shocked to be like, oh, you guys are in these positions already, and this kind of stuff, because they're dealing with other stuff in terms of gender equality in their industry. So one important thing those are the things that I was taking away that I was like, oh, actually, in our world, in Malaysia, there are a lot of female leaders in radio, and not just here in Media Prima, even in Astro, there are a lot of female leaders there as well. So, but it's not how it looks like in Europe. It's just that we really just need to stop doubting ourselves. We always feel I believe it's a lot of Asian culture and parenting and society that macam kita tak mampu, ataupun we shouldn't speak up, we shouldn't we're not charged, and also probably another big thing is that we don't see enough women in such roles, or stuff like that. But sometimes when you really look, like, we look in example to the West, and we really, really, really look at and dissect at the stuff that they say, you realize that actually we know so much more, but we are so insecure or humble or pandang rendah pada diri sendiri that we don't charge and say stuff like that. Like just a few weeks ago, because one of the biggest things that I'm interested in now is TikTok marketing, and Fly FM is Malaysia's #1 English radio station on TikTok, and we did that because the team was so immersed in it, and they worked so hard to get to that point. So we as a team have been learning so much about TikTok marketing. So a few weeks ago, I was on a Clubhouse room where there was this person from America, and she calls herself a TikTok expert, right? And she was talking about TikTok marketing. And when I listened to what she was talking about, and I realized that the stuff that she's talking about is very basic, and I got on stage and I asked her my questions, and she couldn't answer me. She didn't know things in the depths that I knew. But this person has made a brand around selling her course about how to break TikTok. And she even has a website where she sells an hourly rate course where you can buy, which means she's monetizing it. And when I saw that, I was like, what? It's like we would think so many times to do even something like that, because we would think that we don't know, or we don't know enough. But some people who know just 10-20%, diorang dah berani, diorang dah cukup berani nak monetize benda tu, tapi we always look down on ourselves. I think that's something that even personally I work on too, and that's why it's important to keep reminder of what you do. For me, when I was putting together the team end of last year, that was a very big reminder for me that actually these are all the skills that I accumulated my own self throughout the years, and I actually I'm capable of doing all these things, that I cannot just think that, oh, because there are a lot of people who have commented things saying that you have been at the job for too long, you have to move away, people only stay at jobs for 2-3 years, how can you be at a place for almost 8 years? But because I loved it, so why should I move? And now when I look back and think at, oh, actually I've accumulated all the skills, and I have a track record of all the skills. So it's good to remind yourself and really celebrate your success when we launched. And to me, every small little success, even when my team learned something new, to me, I now celebrate it. Like, even if it's a very small thing, that they turn around and be like, oh, Shiva, we can't post something like this because it would look ugly. And I know that I told them that like 2 months ago, but they finally realized it and learned it on themselves and came back and told me that, which means that they have taken that knowledge upon themselves. I celebrate that, because to me that means I have moved one step forward. It's very small, but we need to appreciate ourselves more.
Seek to speak.